Jack Dorsey is a moron. He is pro-censorship. He is everything wrong with big tech. Hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll talk to you again real soon. Oh, well, I suppose there's more to the story, but I figured I'd give you a minute to all smash like. Now, Jack Dorsey loves his Bitcoin. He loves it. He has a Bitcoin body pillow. He has a Bitcoin tattoo on his neck hidden below his homeless man beard. And when he's not making sure that one side of the aisle's tweets get promoted and the other side of the aisle's tweets get demoted, and when he's not shadow banning people, and when he's not catering to insane journalists, he loves his Bitcoin. Has it in his Twitter bio. He thinks it's the future for everything. We're going to all eat Bitcoin. We're going to build our homes from Bitcoin. We're going to feed our children with Bitcoins. We're going to mow our lawn with Bitcoin. Everything. Bitcoin is going to do everything. Now, I am admitted, I know a lot of my viewers are into crypto. I admit, I feel too late to the game. It feels like something that is a rich man's game now. How would anyone get into Bitcoin when it's like $60,000 per unit? But maybe that just shows how little I know about crypto. I think a lot of regular folks are making a lot of money, and I'm happy for them. That's the extent of my crypto. I want people to be careful, especially with all these new coins. Especially ones that aren't decentralized and things like that. But go make your money. Just let me get a graphics card, please. Like, hey, there's at least one like crypto millionaire that watches my videos. I guarantee it. Can a brother get like the latest NVIDIA card to his P.O. box? Like, I'll even pay you for it. Just save one for me. Like, I just want to play Roller Coaster Tycoon in 16K. All right. Can a brother get a graphics card? Like, just one. I don't want 10. I don't want to resell it, and I'll use it. But anyway, he was speaking at a Bitcoin conference today, and he was heckled from the crowd by Laura Loomer. Now, Laura Loomer has had some spicy takes in the past. She's basically had a lot of she's basically banned from everything. She might be the most banned person out there, even more than Alex. I think like Uber Eats banned her, and she's had some takes that I don't necessarily agree with, obviously. But my eye is always on people that fight censorship. I don't have to agree with everything Laura Loomer says to agree with her about big tech censorship. This is according to Newsweek. They call her a far-right political activist. I don't know if that's true or not. Heckled Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey during the first day of Bitcoin 2021 conference and accused him of meddling in the 2020 election. After Dorsey took stage on Friday for Miami of a discussion about Bitcoin as a native currency of the internet, he was interrupted by someone in the crowd who later identified herself as Loomer. How can you say that this is a currency for everyone in the world when you are the king of censorship? Well, I mean, he can say that. He didn't invent Bitcoin. But I get the point. Then she shouted from the crowd, Bitcoin is about decentralization. Oh, I'm sorry. Loomer shouted from the crowd. Bitcoin is about decentralization, and you have no right to be here speaking today about this. As conference organizers tried to regain control of the room, Loomer was heard yelling, telling Dorsey that censorship is a human rights violation, and you're interfering with elections. I mean, when social media starts trending certain topics and detrending other topics, and saying that you can't report on somebody's suspicious laptop that had all sorts of terrible things on it a week before the election, yeah, I think you have an argument there. And then so when the audience quieted down, Alex Gladstein, the chief strategy officer at Human Rights Foundation, who joined Dorsey on stage, shifted the conversation to censorship. Can social media be more like Bitcoin? Bitcoin is censorship resistant. Nobody controls it. What's your thought on that? GladSign asked Dorsey. Yes, I do believe it can, the Twitter CEO responded. I know there are a number of you out there who disagree with a lot of the actions that Twitter's taken. I know there's a lot of you out there who disagree with our policies and the way we've evolved them. I appreciate that. I recognize that. Dorsey's remarks were met with cheers and applause from the audience. Well, I don't know. What do the Bitcoin people think of Dorsey? I would think that they don't like him. But then again, Bitcoin people like anybody who makes Bitcoin people more money on their Bitcoin. And when you have Jack Dorsey talking about it or Elon Musk, this is something that is good for everyone else that owns it. So maybe they like him. Last year, Twitter began flagging a number of tweets from former President Donald Trump for containing, quote, false, disputed, or misleading information, both about the 2020 election, the coup. Turns out a lot of what he said about the coup might have been pretty close to correct. On January 6th, following everything that happened, he was banned everywhere. You know, you see Trump has rallied against social media companies that have banned him for their platforms, accusing them of getting away with censorship. Well, here's one thing that I've always criticized Donald Trump's presidency about, and I'm going to do it right now again. Nobody had more power to stop that than you, bro. You were the president for 4 years and you did nothing. Nothing. The only time you talked about it was in the last weeks of your presidency when they finally figured out that they could just ban you and you didn't have time to do anything about it. Loomer has also been banned from numerous social media platforms, payment processors, vehicles for hire, and food delivery mobile apps for violating mean word policies. In December 2018, she disrupted a congressional hearing to accuse Dorsey, who was testifying, of censoring conservatives on Twitter and an attempt to influence elections in favor of Democrats. Look, that's her opinion. I understand how somebody could look at the anecdotal evidence and all of the, actual evidence and come to that conclusion. I don't think that that's a misinformation or a wild thing to say. 2 months later, Twitter banned her from the platform. She had said, I don't remember exactly what she said. I think it was pretty spicy if I remember right. A week after the ban, she chained herself to the doors at Twitter's New York headquarters. Her handcuffs were removed by police with a bolt cutter. She was not arrested. Loomer was also banned from the 2019 CPAC after she attempted to heckle reporters and chase them through the convention site. On Friday, Dorsey said that while Twitter had strict policies for users, he was working on a new open source code website that would be censorship resistant. Several audience members shouted "liar" as he spoke. Oh, okay, so they don't like him. I knew I liked you Bitcoiners. Hey, can I get a crumb of a Bitcoin? I just want to say I own Bitcoin because I feel like when I'm around other people, it's like I have so bad FOMO right now of about AMC. And really, GameStop I was always late on, but I was in on AMC early, and I definitely have FOMO. But Bitcoin is something like, hey, you got Bitcoin? Yeah, I got Bitcoin. Nobody ever asks how much. They just want to know if you have Bitcoin. So, maybe I have a wealthy viewer out there. I don't know how to have a Bitcoin. I have an Uphold account. Does that help? We're doing everything in our power to find better intersections with the open source community. We're trying to do the same thing with Twitter by creating a new platform, an open source standard called Blue Sky, Dorsey told the crowd. We're just starting it, and we'll have none of the restrictions that you see on Twitter, inspired entirely by Bitcoin. We want to do the same thing for social media, he continued. And again, I know you're not going to believe me. I know you're saying liar. I'm going to prove it to you, and then we can have another conversation later. Well, at least he knows that people don't like him. In 2019, Twitter did form a team dedicated to building Blue Sky, a decentralized media system. In its latest update, Blue Sky released a review of the decentralized web ecosystem and said it was hoping to find a leadership team in the coming months. I mean, he'll use it to mine more Bitcoin, I assume. He'll build it on the blockchain and mine coin with it. I don't know how that works, but I know that that's something that happens. I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't like Jack Dorsey. Leave a like if you also don't like Jack Dorsey. We'll talk to you again real soon.